Welcome to the TrustTemenos Certified Agile Leadership Learning Objectives video series. Wow. Leadership and bites from the TrustTemenos CAL training. We need to find a better name for this.
This is version number 1.
Yes, we are starting this experiment talking about learning objectives of the ScrumAlliance Certified Agile Leadership Program. And the first one we talk about is going to be engagement.
Yeah, so which 3 factors do you see which influence most the engagement of an employee?
Factors that influence the engagement of an employee. So when I look at myself, freedom or autonomy, as some people call it, is important to me. So I have a sense of I can decide what to do next. I can decide how to do stuff. There are certain things that I'm told, but I have a level of freedom that is okay with what I want to do. And that reminds me of 2 other things that are part of the Drive Dan Pink book and video, which you will find in the comments, a link to the RS Animate Drive video. Drive is a book and he talks about motivation and the 3 elements that are crucial to motivation, and I think that leads to engagement, are autonomy, mastery, and purpose. So I have a strong sense of why I'm doing what I do. I have a sense of I can learn something that's useful to me. I can develop myself. I get stretched a little bit. That's the mastery thing. And then what I started with, autonomy. What do you need to be engaged at work?
I need somebody who's working with me who just says, okay, this is where we want to go. This is the target, and please find out how is the way to get there, and I have the total freedom to experiment what's best to reach that target. And
you just gave a good definition of Agile. We define the outcomes and then we experiment our way towards these outcomes. Isn't that what Agile is all about?
Yeah, it's true. That's a really Agile way of being, and I think that's why I connected so much to these Agile ideas, because I thought, okay, that's how I like how life is meant to be for me. So I really connected very strongly to it.
Great. I can see the engagement rising while we are talking.
Yeah, and so if you would explain one of those 3 more into detail, which one would you pick most?
I'm thinking about what's happening right now between us as we're talking about this topic, and I realize that apart from autonomy, mastery, and purpose, one thing that's really important for me is social connection. So that I feel seen and recognized as a human being, that I feel appreciated for who I am and what I deliver, and that we create something together. So I am independent, I am a freelancer, but I do not like working alone. And I really appreciate us creating stuff together, which is part of our specific way of delivering a CAL training, that we do it together and that we demonstrate leading together in the space of the training. So social connection is really important to me to be engaged.
Yeah. When I listen to you, I just realized that this is the most beautiful thing, the most precious gift we could give to humans.
Yes.
To have that space of trust and social connection. So like a family under each other, and at the same time, the total freedom for everybody to develop to their best. So nobody wants to control what we're doing exactly, but everybody has got a real interest in you developing to your best you can.
And what you just said, this freedom to develop themselves to their best, this is what relates engagement to outcomes. So if people feel free to actually bring all of their ideas to work, if people engage and really give their best with every single thing they do at work. We have these social connections which create safety, that people can point out mistakes without it sounding like blame, that people can come up with new ideas without being afraid of being ridiculed or something. I think that's what leads to greater outcomes. We have people giving their best instead of just holding back and just doing what they're asked for or what they're told.
Yeah, that comes, I think, there comes a third factor in it, which I really need for my life as well. That's purpose. So,
Purpose, yes.
So that's when the driving force. If I've got this, the surrounding that I'm connected, and if I've got the freedom that I know I can find the way to the target, then I really need to make one step. I need a goal which makes sense to me, and that really drives me through my life. So this purpose, I need this in every business project. That to say, okay, what is this business project? Where does it play into which target does it play into? And and I need it for my life and for every project, like our project as well.
This was learning objective number 1.5 and our first video in the series of learning objectives explained with Christina Neidhardt and Olaf Lewitz. Hope to see you soon.
Welcome.